Hello there. Here we are with issue 36 of the Millennium Falcon series. So let's do a quick review and then we'll get right into it. So this time we're going to be, pardon me. So this time we're going to be looking at the ARC 170 Starfighter, and that should be interesting. So this is the Starfighter that you saw at the beginning of Attack of the Clones. And if you watched Rebels, then you would have seen a fair amount of it there. Then we'll talk about the deep core in the Guide to the Galaxy. So that might show some interesting tidbits. We get to talk about armaments. So then we're going to talk about some concussion missiles and the secrets of spaceflight. So there we go. That should definitely be cool. And of course, we have our behind the scenes stuff. So let's go ahead and have a look. So one of the first things we're going to have is this big monster here. So this is like a good solid 11 inches long, and it's got a bit of a profile there. So you can see the profile here. So it tapers down and then it kind of comes to this point. So that is going to be resting on, that's this part right here. Well, this was probably on the bottom, but that'll be resting on the ship. So yeah, this will be on the bottom there. We got some spot for our landing gear. So we have that. What else we have here? So we have these two pieces here, and they're a tad bit flexible, not terribly. So those go into place, and that these will fit along there. You can even see the little notches where those go into. And it's got these little teeth here. We got some detail parts to put on, so that should be cool. What else we got? So we got, that's it. So we got two pieces of framework and this little piece of hull plating detail work. So that is there. And then we have one of these. So that's all of the parts that we have this time. Let's have a look to see what we're going to be working on. We are only going to be working on the plating here. So let's go ahead and have a look, see what we got to do. So we're going to start off by connecting, must be this piece. Yep. So this piece will connect here. So let's go ahead and get this magazine up out of the road. We'll get our stuff over here. So I've got this. Let's go ahead and break open some screws because we're going to need them. Always have plenty of screws. There we go. Get this little piece out because we will need that as well. Boop. All right. So first thing we got to do is we got to attach. We got all these screw spots, so we'll just start attaching. And like always, I just like to snug them down before I actually tighten them. That way I make sure that I can get all of them attached. So this one's actually going to take 4 across here. Alright. Then we take this little piece and we're going to attach it and this will get attached right here. There we go. Again, not tight, but we will tighten it up. Now we get to bring this piece in, and this one will have a total of 4 screws. I tell you, magnetizing this thing is a brilliant idea. I don't know why, but this, I did magnetize this one. This is a screwdriver that the kit came with, or that came with the kit. And it seems like it's just maybe a bit too pointed, although that doesn't feel too bad. I don't know. Maybe it's just so thin. Maybe that's why I don't like it. I have kind of big, beefy fingers. I don't have massive hands, but big enough that little screwdrivers and stuff like that are kind of a pain to use sometimes. Go ahead and get all of these tight all the way across. And since they're snugged up, they don't take much to tighten. There we go. That is everything for this section. So we now have all of the framework done. Well, all of this framework done. Looks like we're going to be getting some more framework. Probably go here, finish up this section, and then we're going to get the plating that goes on the outside for the cargo ramp, and some wire and lights and all kinds of stuff, bunch of screws and whatnot. So I have not pulled those parts yet, so we'll have to see what all that entails. But in interest of continuing on with trying to get my get things painted up, let's go ahead and do some masking. And in order to do this the right way, let's go ahead and, so it won't be too terribly boring, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward all this. So here we go. All right, so I've got these 4 masked off. I'll give them a quick paint job. Shouldn't take very long. And then we'll unwrap them and see how they look. Okay, be back in a little bit. All right, so here we are. We're back, and we've got all of our pieces painted, and it's dry. So let's have a look, see what the damage is like. And so far, looking good. I'm a little worried about this piece here. I was expecting some bleed over here, but it doesn't look like there is much, which is good. A little bit won't hurt because, again, this is going to get primed and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's not that big of a deal. But so that one looks good. And I don't mind it coming across here because, again, a lot of these seams are going to be, you'll want to have the seams be a tad bit darker anyway because it's supposed to look like hull plating. All right, so pull all these off. It's like opening a present on Christmas morning. We all know what that's like. Those that celebrate Christmas, that is. And we got quite a few little holes there that got filled in. I'm not sure what goes in those holes, but I guess we'll find out. So I was expecting some bleed over here, and there's just a little bit. Let's see if we can kind of see a little bit of bleed over there. Not a big deal. Again, not a big deal. And we got pretty good coverage. There's another one with a lot of holes in it, or not a lot, but enough holes in it to be conscientious about. And so this one, not a crap ton of bleed over, a little bit of on this edge, along this edge, which is okay. And then there's some along this edge, which again is okay. A lot of that will get covered up when it gets primed and the outside gets painted. So that's taken care of. Excellent. And our last piece for this time. So I'm always looking to make sure there's no bleed over here. And I don't see any, which is good. That all looks really good. And I want to keep these light coats, definitely not heavy coats, because these got to go in those holes. So I want to make sure those all get covered up. So that completes the work that we're going to do for issue 36. And so next time we'll have issue 37. Again, we'll have the outside part of the hatchway, which we'll have to figure out how we're going to paint that up. And then some lights and hardware and more framework and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens then. So I'll see you next time when we do the bonus issue for issue 36, and we'll go through the ARC 171, the concussion missiles, and the deep core. So catch you then, and may the force be with you always.